Hello, good evening. How is it going, everybody? Good evening, good evening.
All right, we're live. Fantastic. How's everyone doing out there tonight? My name is John Gardner, and this is my wife and law partner, Radlin Mendoza.
Hello, hello, hello.
And we are the law firm Gardner and Mendoza. We come to you usually Wednesday night, sometimes on Thursday night from 8 o'clock until 9 o'clock. And we like to give you immigration law updates, other legal updates if we think they're important for you to know. And sometimes we have some funny stories to tell, but most importantly, we like to answer your immigration questions. And so we encourage you to sign on, get those questions posted and get them in the queue, get them in the line, and we will get to them in the order that they are received.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. And John normally says this, but I'm going to go ahead and say it. What we are sharing with you tonight is for educational purposes only, for informational purposes only. It is not legal advice, and our lawyers told us to say that.
That's
and make
right.
Sure.
It is not legal advice. It's just for educational and informational purposes only, just like Radlin just said. So we started our immigration law firm in 2000, so 22 years ago. So we've been at this for a little bit.
It's crazy.
It's been a wonderful, wonderful ride from beginning till present. We are located, our office is in Virginia Beach, Virginia, here on the East Coast of the United States. But I will tell you, we have clients. We have a lot of clients in Virginia Beach. We have a lot of clients here in Hampton Roads. But we have clients all over the country and all over the world. Long before COVID forced everyone into remote everything, we were doing it for years and years. So we're very used to dealing with people that are not right in our own backyard through Zoom calls and phone calls and Dropbox and DocuSign, all that good stuff.
All the technology that we use in order to make everyone's job easier in getting their immigration case prepared and filed. So reach out to us if you need our help.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So I have a funny story that I wanted to tell you really quickly. Not that I'm, it's not an update. It's just a funny story and I want to share it. So I was working today and I was taking a break from my office work because there's some stuff that we needed to load into our storage this afternoon and had to be done before tomorrow morning. So I was loading all this stuff, got it all finished, and it was like blazing hot here in Virginia Beach today. And I was, all
blazing hot.
Yes.
That's a very good description of what the weather was like today.
It was blazing hot. And,
no complaints. No complaints.
No, we love summer. We love summer. But I was all sweaty and hot and tired, and I'm coming in and, chugging some water, and my cell phone starts ringing, and I'm just like, I feel like that number is familiar, but I'm not sure. So I go ahead and answer it. And I was surprised to immediately find out that what I'd answered was a conference call from a circuit court judge's chambers where the prosecutor, the judge were already on the line along with the clerk and wanted to see if I was available to discuss a pretrial issue with one of the cases that I'm involved in. And it completely caught me off guard because I was not, normally these things are planned well in advance. In any event,
they just took a shot. Like, let's see if John Gardner is available.
Yep, let's take a shot.
He was almost not available.
I was almost not available, but I did the conference call. Everything went well. And the moral of the story, if there is one, is if any of you are thinking about going into the law, becoming lawyers, let me just give you some advice. I followed my own advice today. When a judge asks you if you're available for something, the answer is always yes. Yes, I am available for a conference call right now, even though I'm, panting. Don't disregard the heavy breathing.
Yes, I saw you right after that call. It's like, where are you coming from?
It's like a strange thing just happened. I came in and answered the phone and immediately was thrust into a conference call in the judge's chamber. So anyway, that's maybe not that funny to non-lawyers, but
it was pretty funny, pretty humorous.
Okay.
All right. So did we say hello to our TikTok friends?
We did not, and I feel really bad about that because one of the things we always do when we start off is after we say hi to everyone here, we also say hello to all of our TikTok fans out here. We have a big TikTok following. Radlin makes fantastic TikToks. If you all haven't seen
I don't know about that.
if you haven't seen them, you're missing some really great stuff. Really great stuff. Fun, entertaining.
I mean,
and super informative.
We are our harshest critics, right? Every time I see a TikTok that I've made, I'm just like, oh.
It's fantastic.
Hey, you know what? Speaking of TikTok, I want to clear something up because I made a post and there was a specific question on TikTok, and people are fighting in the comments. So it was a good question to answer because it sounds like a lot of people are unsure about it. So a person wrote in a question, and the question was, I have had my green card for 2 years now. Okay. I've been married for 3. I've had my green card for 2 years. Can I just skip filing the I-751, the removal of conditions, and not file it and just jump right to U.S. citizenship? Okay. So the question is, can I skip filing the I-751 and just jump right to U.S. citizenship? I've been a green card holder for 2 years. So my answer was, no, you can't do that. And it was like 10-second video. It was basically me shaking my head. And again, people are fighting in the comments. Some people are saying that is incorrect information. It's false. But I wouldn't try it. I wouldn't test it out. I think the issue here with the person who's saying that the information is false is that because some people are writing in the comments, well, I've already filed my I-751. It's been pending for, almost 2 years. Can I file for citizenship? If you're time eligible to apply for citizenship and you have an I-751 pending, yes, you can file for citizenship, even if that I-751 has not been approved. Now that, again, that's a different question than what was asked, because the question that was asked was, can I just skip and not file the 751 and go straight to citizenship? And that is an absolute definite no. So just want to clear that up. I like the fighting in the comments. I like people calling me a liar. I like people telling me that I'm wrong. And I'm not right all the time, And again, what we put out on TikTok is also not legal advice. It's information. And so I'm absolutely not right all the time, just like 99% of the time. Just kidding. I was wrong once, like in 1978, that one time. No, all joking aside, this I am, what do they say? Like planting my flag in this.
This is the hill you're going to die on.
This is the hill I'm going to die on. Yeah.
We're planting a flag. That works.
We're planting a flag, right? So, if y'all have any questions about that, go ahead and pop them into the comments here on TikTok or on our live stream on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. All right. So I have a question here from Robin. Let's put it up. Robin says, my wallet got stolen. I'm sorry to hear that. That's a bummer. It contains my conditional green card. Should I get a new one immediately, or can I safely just wait until it's time to remove conditions, since it'll take 14 and a half months to process? So the question that we have here, Robin, is, can I get away with not having a green card in my wallet? And my question, I don't know exactly what the law is, but I know that it states that you have to carry your lawful permanent residence card on you. I know that not a lot of people do that for a lot of reasons, so that it won't get stolen. For example, some people carry a laminated card in their wallet. I'm not saying you should do that, or you're supposed to do that, or that replaces. But in my time of being an immigration attorney since 1998, so that's 20, almost 23 years, I've never seen anyone get prosecuted for not carrying a lawful permanent resident card in their wallet. So really what the question here for Robin is, do you need it? Do you need it to work? Do you need it to show your employer? Do you need it to travel outside of the United States and come back in? Those are the questions that I have. If you don't need your green card, then you can wait to get it replaced. It's not like people are stopping and checking and looking at green cards. But that all said, if we were to follow our conservative ways of letting people know information, then yeah, go ahead and replace that green card, file an I-90 to replace. Well, yeah, it would be an I-90, but again, I don't know when you said it'll take 14 and a half months to process. I'm not exactly sure. I think you're referring to processing the 10-year card, but when you file the I-751, USCIS will send you back a receipt, and that receipt will automatically extend your lawful permanent resident card for 2 years. So even though it'll take 14 and a half months to process, your receipt is going to extend your lawful permanent resident card. So maybe you have a copy of it, because you can file, of course, a copy of your LPR card with your I-751 application. Yeah. So hopefully that helped, and hopefully it answered your question. Love Florida. It's probably pretty hot there today.
Yeah, we are pretty conservative with our clients. We don't mind taking risks for ourselves and our own lives. We don't like any risks where our clients are involved.
Yeah,
that's a fact.
Sometimes, hopefully, I think everyone can hear us, right?
No, I think.
Yeah, I mean, I'm basically, even I said this today during consultation, we don't like people to leave us and be in a worse position than when they started with us. That completely defeats the whole point, right? Of having counsel and someone to help you through this process. All right, Robin, let us know if that helps, and thanks for the question.
All right, we got somebody who jumped on to TikTok here really quickly. They were the first one up.
Let's go.
Hey, yes, as our nephew says, let's go. Hey, Leslie says, question, my husband and I just filed for a work permit and green card last March. Any idea how long it will take for us to wait for the next steps?
So last March, as in March 2022 or March 2021? If we're talking about March 2022, again, it depends on the type of green card, employment-based, family-based. I'll say this again, and we say this every week. The way that you check your processing times, you go to USCIS processing times, and it will pop right up, right? USCIS.gov will pop right up processing times. And what you do is you put your form number into the field. Okay, so you can click I-485 and then click the service center where your case is. So if if your case is eventually going to go to San Francisco, California, that's the one that you click. But wherever your case is going to end up for an interview, that's the one that you click, and then you can see what the processing times are. So right now, processing times are kind of all over the place, but you filed it. If you filed it March 2022, you really shouldn't be expecting, anything like the work permit to arrive sooner than 7 or 8 months. So hopefully that helps. Good rule of thumb. I represented someone today, and their work permit never actually came. And then the people sitting across from us, their work permit never actually came either. And both of them were like at the 10, 11 month mark. So they got their interview before their work permit. Hopefully that helps.
Yeah. And just going forward, if any of you have timing questions, if you were like maybe tuned out to something else because it wasn't your question, what Radlin was just talking about, when we're done, you can go back and re-watch this. And I recommend that you do, because we always get a lot of questions about timing, and it's everything she just told you. That's how you can figure out what the processing time is to expect, okay? Because it's really hard for us to know, there's a lot of variables, but what she just walked you through, just rewind it, do it again, play it again, watch it again, and you'll have
it's super easy. I also
have
a video on TikTok, and there's I'm showing you guys how to do it on the screen. Okay, Faisal, I'm looking at your question. It got cut off. If you want to add the rest of your question to another comment, and I'm happy to throw it up. Here's Vaughn. I applied for a K-1 visa in late April through I-129F for my fiance who is in the Philippines. She would like to temporarily move to another location in the Philippines, so she will have a new address for a while. Do I need to be concerned that USCIS will send her an RFE in the next year, or would any RFEs come to me prior to USCIS approval? So is Vaughn from Burlington?
Vaughn is in Burlington. Good memory.
Right.
I was just going to say, I remember Vaughn.
Vaughn, how's Burley?
Oh, I bet it's nice in the summer.
Yes.
Our daughter goes to the University of Vermont, and she was sad to leave right as the weather was getting finally nice.
But she is loving Virginia Beach now, her hometown. Okay. So your fiance is not going to be receiving any RFEs. You, as the petitioner, will be receiving the RFEs. She will not receive that. So short and sweet. I'm going to just hello and goodbye, Vaughn. Thank you so much again for joining us. And thanks for the question. It's a really good one.
Enjoy Lake Champlain.
Yeah. All right. You can grab one.
Sushi cultivator over here wants to know if they will need an interview. Do you need an interview for a green card renewal? I just changed my last name too. Thanks.
So if we're talking about a 10-year card and we are renewing the 10-year card, there's not going to be an interview for that, for filing an I-90. If we are talking about removing the conditions on a 2-year green card, then yes, there may be an interview for that. But I don't think that's what Sushi Cultivator is talking about. I think Sushi Cultivator is talking about renewing a 10-year, and there's typically not an interview. Sometimes if there are criminal charges, then there might be something going on there at the biometric stage. So yeah, but generally speaking, no. All right. Philip says, that's a cute picture.
Mm-hmm.
Are we expecting? That's an expecting photo.
That is definitely an expecting photo.
Yeah. Congratulations.
Congratulations.
All right. I petitioned my mom with RF5. She's set for her interview soon. Our concern is that my brother, who's still a minor, will be left alone in the Philippines. Will she be able to bring my brother with her? Such a great question, and a question that we get a lot, especially on our TikTok comments, but it's one that comes up a lot. So Philip, you have petitioned for your mom, and you are a U.S. citizen. She's the immediate relative. She's gonna go to her interview, and we have a minor sibling who is going to be left alone. But unfortunately, brother is not going to be able to fall under mom's petition. So what will happen here is that when your mom arrives in the United States on that immigrant visa, she can immediately petition for your younger brother who is still a minor, and she absolutely should do that. If especially how long it takes and depending on how old he is, and but she will have to petition for him once she arrives in the United States on the immigrant visa. Great question, one we get plenty of. I was talking to someone the other day. It was not a minor. Well, actually, a couple of the kids were minors, but I said, hey, if you have all the money in the world, you should also petition for your sibling, right? Because who knows what will happen. That takes a really long time, but if you have all the money in the world, Philip, not even all the money in the world. I'm sorry. If you have a few extra $1,000, you should also petition for your sibling. All right. Claudel says, good afternoon. Do I have time to ask a question? Absolutely. Shoot.
Yeah, and somebody over here wanted to know that if they move to another state while their case is pending. So they live in one state, filed everything. Yeah. I'm adding some details.
Okay,
here,
yeah.
presuming. and they move while the case is
Thanks.
pending.
Thank you.
Will that affect?
That's so much. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Thanks for the love. Appreciate that.
Does that affect processing? Will that affect the processing time?
So yeah, it can affect the processing time. If the jurisdiction where you're moving is faster, then it's going to be, it's good. But if it's longer, then it could be longer. I know this seems kind of like a silly answer to this question. Maybe the question is, if I transfer, am I going to add time to my case?
Mm-hmm.
And the answer is probably. Sorry, probably, because the logistics and just, just how massive the immigration system is, and all the things that pass through, and everything that has to happen, and it's just massive. So yes, when our clients move and we transfer a case, it does add time to the case. It does. So, but that said, don't try to pretend like you live in the jurisdiction where you filed, even though you've moved. So please don't do that to save time, because what will happen? I don't know why I laugh when it's not funny, but what will happen is
it's not funny at all.
It's not funny, but I laugh. I laugh.
That's why you're laughing, because
this is like it's an
uncomfortable, nervous laugh.
Yeah, sorry.
For them, yes.
For you, it's an uncomfortable, nervous laugh. But what will happen is, you'll say you actually live in that jurisdiction. I'm not saying you're going to do this, but just generally speaking. And then you'll go to your interview, and then they'll actually find out that you live in the other jurisdiction, and they'll say, "Oh, I'm so sorry, but we have to transfer your case to the jurisdiction." It would be better for you to just transfer it when you're going to be there and move, so it's getting transferred. However that happens.
The question you may want to ask yourself is, what's the reason you're moving? Are you moving because there's a job opportunity or something like that, or are you just moving because you've just decided you want to find out what Arizona is like rather than Michigan, and maybe that helps you make the decision whether to move? Because if you're just moving purely because you feel like it, then maybe you take that into consideration and stick around.
Yep. I'm
not saying you have to do that. Just how important is the move, I guess, is my question.
Yes. And then also, it's tough to do those time calculations. You look at the different field offices, and, who knows what's going to be faster and what's actually truly faster. Yeah.
And then Francis says, good morning. And I love that, because the fact that they're saying good morning tells me that they are on the other side of the world.
Yeah.
From us. That's cool. Years.
Okay. So Ruel is asking if there's any update for the daughter's attorney. Lawler is their attorney. Checked in. It's still status quo. Unfortunately, still waiting, but we appreciate your patience. Again, with regard to these long processing times, it's tough to predict, and it is kind of a waiting. Now, I have to tell you guys something funny. It's funny to me. It's probably not funny to anyone else, but we give monthly status updates to our clients, and it's automatic. It's an automatic monthly status update that, your case is still in process. We haven't heard anything. Please let us know if you have any questions. It's monthly. And again, you file an I-130, that case, that could be 10 months of waiting, with nothing happening. But we just like to send monthly updates that, hey, nothing has happened, because people would call us and say, hey, what's happening?
Right.
Nothing's still happening. So we send out emails. Anyway, I got an email back, and again, this was one of our other attorneys, Dominique, and it said, please stop sending me these monthly emails. Let me know when something actually happens. And we're like, so sorry. Yes. Yeah, they can be annoying, but it was just something that we had to put in place because of the long waiting periods of time. And we didn't want to be crickets to our clients. Anyway, some people don't like it.
They probably hated the anticipation of seeing the email, getting excited, opening it, and then nope.
Maybe we should put in the subject matter. Just
So they
Status
see it
quo,
right away.
yeah.
I like that plan right here.
Anyway, I thought that was funny. See, I bet you everyone else thinks it's funny, but we don't know.
Mhm.
They're probably laughing at home right
I doubt it.
now. You're brutal. You're just brutal.
So
It's
Francis,
because you've had dinner already. He's being mean to me because he's already eaten food.
That's not. I have eaten. That's true. I'm not being mean. Hold on. I object. I object to the,
No,
to
he's
the
not
premise
mean.
of this.
That's true.
Francis wants to know,
Interpretation.
Can I petition for my family after receiving my green card?
Yes. No waiting period. The second that you get the status, even if you don't have the green card. Yes. Great question. I love that question.
All right.
Because it sounds like you're about to do something, Awesome.
Yeah. All right. And if you decide that you want some help with that, maybe we can get our contact information up here, ways that you can reach us. I mean, most of you are on our Facebook Live right now. You know our Facebook page is Gardner Mendoza Law. You can direct message us. Or if you, and there it is, you can give us a call, info@gmlaw.net. There's our phone number. Reach out to us, and we'd love to have a consultation with you.
Yeah, and for those on TikTok, you can go to the link in my bio. Excuse me. You can go to the link in my bio, and all that information is there. Our office number 757-464-9224. Info@gmlaw.net is our email. And if you want to come to Facebook and follow us on Facebook and join our Facebook group, Live, Love, Immigration, that'd be awesome as well. And see us on all socials.
Yeah, and here's the deal, folks. A lot of people self-file. Obviously, we don't recommend that, but we know a lot of people do. But at the very least, you ought to consult with an attorney who knows the law inside and out. Make sure that what you're doing and the way you're proceeding is the correct way to go, because you can make a mistake right out of the gate. And, these are long times, long waiting periods. And so you don't want to make unforced errors, unnecessary mistakes that may be fatal to the case or may just slow it down dramatically because you did something wrong and now you got to start over. So a consultation with an immigration attorney is absolutely a very good investment, in my opinion, because this is something super important that you're doing. It's not that much to pay an attorney for an hour of their time to make sure that you're getting off on the right foot. And if it's going to be more complicated than you think you want to get into, then obviously you can hire them to do it for you, so you can just get back to, swimming or whatever you're doing this summer.
Or, cleaning out the storage area.
Yeah. Or more likely just working.
Yeah. Yeah, right. Exactly. Doing the thing that you do and know how to do really well. All right. Philip has a follow-up question. Can you pass me that?
Yeah.
Thank you. So Philip has a follow-up question. He says, how long will the process take once my mom petitions my brother? I'm worried that my brother might pass 21 years old before the petition can be approved. Can we expedite the case? Probably not to the expedite. It's very tough to expedite a case, and you have to have certain requirements. And a lot of my clients, people that we talk to, don't meet the requirements. But your brother passing 21 is a real concern. That's, it is, because the way that processing times are with the I-130 petition, the way that things are getting stuck at the National Visa Center and waiting there for interview, that's a real concern. We really can only hope that everything speeds up in the future. I know that sounds hopeless, but it is something, because they are trying to fix the backlogs and the problems and issues. So our tip today is, again, don't wait. When mom goes to that interview and she gets the immigrant visa, don't tell her she needs to come right away. Don't let her, she can always go back. Don't let her wait for 3-4 months before she comes and immigrates to the United States. Just file that I-130 petition.
Yeah. you should definitely do it now. Whatever it is you're doing, consult with an immigration lawyer and then make the decision about how you're going to proceed and then pull the trigger, because the sooner you start, the sooner you end. And you can't count. I mean, there may be backlog improvements, but if you're waiting for some major change in immigration that's going to make things a lot easier, don't do that, because I can tell you, I get this question a lot, and I was going to comment on it at some point tonight, and I'll just do it now. There was a lot of fanfare involving major immigration legislation overhaul a year ago. It's just completely stalled out. There's been no movement, and there was even hope. I had hopes that maybe the bill would break apart into small pieces, and maybe some of the small pieces would get through. But we're June now. We have an election in November. There's not going to be any movement on that for some time. So if that's what you're counting on, I'm not saying you are, but just I would not.
That's what I said.
I would not put I would not put your eggs in that basket.
Absolutely
okay,
not.
That big immigration reform that we've been hoping for 20 plus years is stalled again. All right.
Yeah. All right. Yes. Good tip. Good tip. Let me grab this question here because I don't really know the answer. If you win cancellation and removal, how long will it take to receive a green card? We've not done cancellation in a really long time. We stopped doing removal work a few years ago. I don't know what it is, how long it takes. I do know that it was a struggle to get that green card, that last step. So hang in there. I would speak with your attorney and try to get some sort of intermediary documentation to show that you are a lawful permanent resident, if your attorney can get that, maybe through InfoPass. And good luck to you.
Yeah. And sorry, my eyes keep darting to the side here.
Yes.
We are sort of high up and close to water, and it's clear that
Are kids out there?
It's clear there's going to be a storm here tonight.
Yes, there's a lot of there's a lot of lightning flashes, and I also have storm phobia. So, hopefully that lightning doesn't get any closer. Okay.
We had a question over here. I just had a biometrics last July 2021.
Okay.
Do I still need to do that again to renew my green card? This is Sushi Cultivator with a follow-up.
Possibly, yeah. So why did you get the biometrics last July 2021? Like, what was that for? She's not going to answer because she can't answer. But I'm thinking. I'm just thinking
out loud. Yes.
I'm thinking out loud. So do we have a 2-year green card situation here? I mean, do we get the 2-year green card? Because again, if it's 2 years, it is the 751 and not the I-90. But yes, with regard to biometrics, they may reuse your biometrics. They may request biometrics again. So you certainly pay for it with every application that you file. So they can ask for the biometrics again. All right. The Purple, hello. I've filed the K-1 visa. Will there be a problem bringing my fiance's daughter if she has the father's last name, but they are not married? No, it should not be a problem. Biological dad is going to have to sign off on the travel to the U.S. But, we've done these types of cases and it is not a problem. Unless, again, the dad says no, then you may have a problem. The fact that they are not married is really neither here nor there. Doesn't matter. All right. While I'm reading this, do you want to grab the next question?
Yeah, so there was a question here, and we might need some more information. It's my friend brought her whole family here when her kids were still underage. Do they get to apply or file to get something for their kids? So I feel like we need more information, but maybe you could take a stab.
I mean, possibly, it depends on what we're talking about here. Are we talking about deriving U.S. citizenship from their parents? That doesn't sound like what it is. If we're talking about bringing minor children here and they overstayed a visa or they came without inspection and they're undocumented, they probably missed the DACA boat. That's off the table right now. So we're not sure exactly what you're talking about. Possibly.
Possibly. We need some more information on that one.
All right, let's bring Michael's question here. My brother recently got married at the beginning of this year, but prior to this, he was married in Mexico a couple years back. He has since been separated from that person and no longer with her. Is his marriage valid to his recent spouse? Even though he was still married in Mexico, they have the divorce pending as the paperwork is getting ready. They had a mutual separation. So this is a family law question. And in essence, the question is, we have a low battery mode there. It looks like our charger's not working. In essence, is the question is, if I am married to someone and then marry a second person because I didn't know that wasn't terminated, I think it'll be okay. Is that marriage to the second person valid? It's a family law question, digging deep down into family law. It's not. In my opinion, it is not. What do you think?
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
We're not family attorneys.
We're not family law attorneys, but
would love to see documents and just make sure. And again, sometimes we have a question and there could be more going on in the question, which is why we don't like to say, oh, in that particular case, no, it's a void marriage. But generally speaking, if you're married to someone else and then you get married to the other person, that marriage to the second person is void.
Yeah.
And yeah,
it's void ab initio.
Void ab initio, void from its
inception.
Inception, yeah. That's the word. That's the word I was looking for. But for immigration purposes, if we have this scenario, I've seen this before, right? Where once the divorce was done, right, then the second marriage, we have to have them married again. They have to get married again in order to file their immigration case because it's a void marriage. So hopefully that answered your question, Michael. If we love questions like this, like little great little facts there.
And we do. I mean, we obviously, when we're doing family immigration, these kind of issues pop up, and we do partner with family law attorneys that would assist us in getting these questions answered, so that we can properly apply the family law answer and then see how it works with the immigration law question piece of the puzzle.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay.
Mika here wants to know, as a conditional green card holder, can I petition my 19-year-old son?
Yes. Unmarried 19-year-old son. So let's just speak that in general terms, right? So lawful permanent residents, even conditional lawful permanent residents who have a 2-year green card, you can do everything that a 10-year green card holder can do. You can petition for your unmarried sons and daughters, no matter how old they are. And that's a great question because a lot of people miss that. I don't have any more questions over here. Do you have any questions over there?
Yeah, these are.
So we normally is a little more quiet tonight on our Facebook because we're normally on Wednesday night, but had to do a little switcheroo because of the graduation.
Right. And when we made the switch, we did not know that the President of the United States would be addressing the country at 7:30 Eastern Standard Time.
Do you think that people are
possible?
There's no way people are watching the president and not us.
I think it's definitely possible.
Absolutely not.
So here's a question.
Hi, Daniel. How's it going? Thank you for saying hello. And Miss Lovely was here as well. Thank you for your support. And we love seeing people come back to watch.
Yeah. So Escobedo says, hello. I am petitioning for my husband for the I-130, and my case is currently at NVC. My documents were approved.
Qualified, DQ'd.
But wanted to know if, I'm sorry, it just blipped away.
How long it's going to take?
If there was going to be a need for another sponsor.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean, possibly. It depends on whether you met the threshold poverty guidelines. So check out the I-864P and see how much money you had to make, income that you had to make in order to be a sponsor for your husband based on your household size. So I think we got that.
Yeah. Grab this. Okay, here we go. One of the things with TikTok is that every once in a while, like a bunch of questions will load all at once, and they just pop up and populate, and then everything's gone. Yeah. Sorry. Okay.
Okay, so let's see here. I've got this question.
Yes, my documents were approved, but they asked for an additional sponsor.
Ah, okay.
Does that initiate a new process, or is it quicker for an appointment?
So if they say that you need another sponsor, I would provide another sponsor and upload the affidavit of support as well as the sponsor's information. So in order to be a joint sponsor, the joint sponsor has to be a lawful permanent resident or a U.S. citizen. So I would just provide the NVC what it wants. Provide the NVC what it wants. If it asks for it, the information. If they ask for the information again, and you know that you've sent it, just provide it again. And then if they ask for it again, just provide it again.
Yeah, those of you who were with us at the very beginning when I was telling my little story, when the judge asks if you're available, the answer is always yes. When they ask for something, you just
submit it again. And you know, when we were mailing things to the NVC, we just, you know, a lot of when we were mailing things to the NVC, this doesn't happen that much anymore because it's all electronic, but people would come and they would have a consultation with us, and they would say they would be so mad because they sent that in already. And did you send it in again? No. I got on the phone, I called the 1-800 number, and I trying to talk to somebody because we already sent that in. And so pretty early on when doing immigration, we learned that you just send it in again, and do not waste your breath, your tears, your time on trying to argue that you've already sent it and therefore you shouldn't have to send it again. Suck it up and resend it. But anyway, we got a lot of clients that way. So thank you, NBC, for constantly asking for the same documents, because people would come to us and
Michael said, "You guys are great. Thanks."
Yeah,
thank you,
you're
Michael,
very welcome.
For saying
very
that.
welcome.
Appreciate it.
Let me grab this question here. Juggables man. I have read that once a parent petitioning a son passes, that the petition can no longer continue. Is this still true? If it is it advisable to have a joint filer? So we're talking about humanitarian reinstatement here. So if your petitioner parent passes away, wait, I read that once a petition parent, his son passes. Okay, if the petitioner passes away, then there is a possibility of humanitarian reinstatement. There are different rules as to how humanitarian reinstatement would work. And I don't really want to get into that, but the one that is more common is the petitioner passes away, the beneficiary is, let's say in Manila, and we have to request humanitarian reinstatement, and there has to be a person that steps in the shoes of the petitioner and also, go through the whole affidavit of support. In a case like this, the I-130 has to be approved if we can do humanitarian reinstatement. There's another form where if you're here when the petitioner passes, then there are different rules that apply. So yes, humanitarian reinstatement is one of the most frustrating areas of immigration law that we have ever encountered, but it is very rewarding because we wait and we wait and we wait and we wait some more. Unfortunately, humanitarian reinstatement, when it works, it takes a really long time. It's like it should be a no-brainer. It should be quick, but it's not. It takes such a long time. And so it's very frustrating. But after having the family members, the siblings, reunite with the siblings here in the United States, it's extremely, extremely rewarding. But yeah, humanitarian reinstatement. Long story long. I'm going to get rid of the banner because it's annoying.
So here's the little curveball, kind of slightly out of what we have a lot of questions that are very similar week after week. A lot of the same issues pop up. But here's one that's a little different. So we have somebody here who apparently their spouse, they believe, lied to them to get a green card.
Right. They've relied on them?
Lied.
Okay.
So, but they were married. They did have a child together. Now they're divorced. And the spouse allegedly was only in the marriage to get the green card and got divorced. And the other spouse wants to know whether they have to remain a financial sponsor for pending immigration case that still might be happening.
Yeah. So, the lightning is about to strike. There's lightning going on outside.
Yeah, sorry, folks. We'll try not to be distracted, but yes,
we have a bunch of windows. So
it's a lightning show right now.
Our home office is it's one floor of our house, and there are windows all around, and it's just like lightning everywhere. Anyway, it's a cool room, but it's making me nervous sitting right by the window. So when you petition for someone and you file an affidavit of support, and you are the petitioner, and even if you are the joint sponsor, you are on the hook until that person becomes a U.S. citizen, permanently leaves the United States, and the last is, or I believe it's like 10 years of works for 10 years, and can show that through like their Social Security. So even if you and your spouse divorce, if your spouse remains a lawful permanent resident for the next 3-4 years, you're still on the hook. So, all the exes out there, can convince your exes to become a U.S. citizen. I'm serious, because you're not on the hook anymore once the person becomes a U.S. citizen. And again, of course, I believe it's 10 years of employment, or if the person permanently moves back to their country, which rarely happens. It happens sometimes, but it rarely happens. With regard to something that you have out there that's pending, if, say, you petition for a stepchild, you can always withdraw your, if the petition has already been approved at the National Visa Center stage, if you're the petitioner and you refuse to provide an affidavit of support, well, the case can't go anywhere, even if there is a joint sponsor. So hopefully that information helps. I'm sorry to hear that it didn't work out for you.
Okay. You ready for this one?
I don't know. Am I?
I think you're going to be able to answer this one.
Yeah, perfect.
Lumpia 08. I love that. I love lumpia.
Lumpia 08. Yeah. Lumpia is a runaway food for my husband.
I'm still trying to, if you know the answer to this, I have a question for all of you for educational and informational purposes only. If you could give me some information, what's the number of lumpia that you can eat that's acceptable? I mean, is it?
Well, what size are we talking about? Are we talking about the bite size?
No, we're talking about the bigger ones.
Yeah. The bigger ones? Yeah.
So is it
like
2?
10.
Is it 4? Is it
I was
10?
During a party, like a 6-hour Filipino party, it's like 10 to 12. You're good.
Okay, lumpia.
So you exceed that. We're going to just keep it below 10 to 12.
Yeah. I mean, if it's the small ones, we don't count. We just do that by weight. 5 pounds or whatever is the acceptable amount.
I could really use like some lumpia right now.
Okay,
lumpia. Who here eats like I will get some egg rolls from the Filipino restaurant and then eat it with rice. Does anyone do that? And I don't know. There just hasn't been a lot of food in the house. And
has anyone ever gone to pick up the big tray of lumpia for the party and didn't eat any of them on the way home in the car?
No.
You didn't burn your
Absolutely
mouth.
not.
Okay.
There's impossible. But
if you say you didn't eat one in the car, you're
lying.
You're lying.
Absolutely lying.
Okay.
So no, John caught me the other day eating, and I was eating corn dogs that were left over from the night before.
Yes.
And rice.
Rice. Okay, Daniel says.
Oh yeah, here we go. This is.
Studies show that 4 to 6 of you suffice, but if you reach the 10 mark, then you should consult your doctor. Okay. Well, then I need to make an appointment with my doctor for sure.
You know what Daniel's doing? He's dipping out of the party early. That's what he's doing. He's just like, I'm here. Hello, aunties. I'm gonna eat a couple plates, and then he leaves. That's why he's only at 46. Trust me, he's leaving the party.
Okay, look, it's Lumpy 08. I'm sorry. He's like, okay, can you just answer my question? Because
we can't. We got to talk about.
Lumpy 08 wants to know, what form do I need to file to get my wife, who's in the Philippines, and I am a U.S. citizen?
What form do you need to file? The form, the actual form. So the form is the I-130 petition. The I-130 petition will start that whole process off. Hopefully that answers your question.
Yep. Start with the I-130.
Start with the I-130, yeah.
And C177P says, do you do pro bono work? We do some pro bono work on select cases for select reasons.
Yeah.
We also, Radlin runs Citizenship Day every year here in our area for the American Immigration Lawyers Association, which is a whole day of pro bono work with an army of attorneys that we assemble to help folks. But also in our law firm, we do some pro bono work. And so when it's appropriate, if somebody...
Yeah, it's usually someone reaching out to us.
If you feel like it's a case that warrants some pro bono help, please let us know. And if we can't help with it, we will certainly try to find somebody who can. Okay.
All right, here. Diego says, hi. Look how cute the kids are. Look at that curly hair. It's adorable.
We have daughters, so we're partial, but yes, they are super cute.
Okay. You and I looking at the profile. Okay, we have to have fun. Yes. I mean, we do have fun, but we have to have even more fun by looking at the beautiful children. Okay. I got here when I was 14. I got my DACA at 22. My employer wants to sponsor me. If I use the advanced parole to get the legal entry, would I be eligible for the new rule about the 3 and 10-year bar? Thank you. Yeah, I saw that about the 3 and 10-year bar. So here's the thing. Your employer sponsoring you. Let me just think here. This one's kind of like a brain teaser. This is a little bit of a brain teaser. So he comes in on the advanced parole, and he has lawful entry. Great. See, I think the problem is still, well, no, because he's actually here lawfully. I mean, well, with DACA. I'm thinking out loud here, Diego. It may work, but the new rule about the 3 and 10. So the thing about your employer sponsoring you, that itself can take a couple of years. I don't know, Diego. I don't know what the answer is. It's going to take a little bit of analysis on my part and to just kind of think it through, because of the fact that
Diego, you're the winner of the Stump the Attorneys Award for the evening.
Yeah, you know what that means, Diego? That means you have to pay $275 to consult with us.
That's right.
We would love to talk to you
about
this and come up with a solution. But great question, and I don't want to answer and give you the wrong information and shoot everyone in the foot.
Yep. Some cases, some of these fact patterns are very fact specific.
Yeah, very fact specific.
And do not fall into any of the general patterns. And we got to be super careful. I mean, we're careful with all of them, of course, but we have to be really, really careful with those kind of fact patterns. We got to have one over here.
Diego has a sad face. Is that a sad face? Sorry, Diego.
So Katrina wants to know, after the biometrics for the I-130 and the I-485, what happens next? So
can you twiddle your thumbs for me? Yeah, no, just kidding. You have to wait. sorry. I mean, you just have to wait. The next thing that happens is hopefully you will get your employment authorization card and advanced parole, but probably won't because those are taking a really long time right now. And if 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 months passes, I don't know your jurisdiction, but it can take a while in some cases. But the next thing that will happen, depending on the type of green card that you filed, you may have to go to an interview. Did she say marriage-based interview? I mean, marriage-based green card. So if it's a marriage-based, then you'll be scheduled for an interview at your local immigration office. And that will be either the interview will happen next, or you will get your work permit and advanced parole in the mail. Either one of those two will happen next. And if your interview happens first, then you won't get your work permit, because if you get your green card, that you, of course, use that for work authorization.
All right. Let's see. One of the questions here was whether there's any Aduana soup. I don't know if that's interesting. Is it okay to call to check on the status of an I-130?
Sure.
I'm going to read into that question that maybe, is there some harm that I'll do to my case if I try to inquire about it?
Nope.
Nope.
You're fine. Absolutely.
No penalties for
for
checking in.
Yeah.
Sushi Cultivator says, thank you.
You're welcome.
Thanks for joining us, Sushi Cultivator.
Yeah, absolutely.
And she did say, I don't remember what the fact pattern going back to it. It was the 10-year.
Oh, okay. Got it. 10 year.
Do you remember?
Yeah. Sushi Cultivator?
Yeah.
Yeah. He or she was talking about renewing the 10-year.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah. Okay, Chris. Chris says, I have a daughter who turned 21 last month. Her petition papers were filed in January this year. Will the Child Status Protection Act apply? I am the petitioner. Please help. So daughter turned 21. Petition was filed January of 2022. Possibly. Yeah, possibly it can. And it depends on how long it takes USCIS to approve that I-130 petition. And you can subtract the number of months or years from your daughter's age at the time of processing that case at the very end of the process. So possibly. Hopefully that helps. I know it's not a solid answer. It's a possibly answer, but it's better than no, right?
All right, let's grab a question here real quick. This is an interesting one. This is some criminal stuff. I got a felony for burglary when I was 15 and a misdemeanor petty theft. All right, so we've got a juvenile record here. Married in August. I plan to apply for a spousal visa. I have no criminal record as an adult. What are my chances of getting denied or approved? And do you guys work in California?
We do work in California. We have plenty of clients in California.
Lots of clients in California.
This is a juvenile record, right?
Juvenile record, yeah.
Yeah. So generally speaking, I'm not going to go to your specific facts.
Yep. And I'm going to concur with this. I know what this answer is going to be, and I agree.
A juvenile conviction is not considered to be a conviction for immigration purposes.
So, but that said,
yeah.
I'm going to add the caveat that we would definitely want to see the paperwork.
Yep.
See exactly what happened here, what the facts were, what the disposition
100%.
was, all of it. Okay,
yeah.
This is where we would need to really lay some eyes on some actual documents.
Yeah, and we would love to help you with that.
Yeah, absolutely.
We represent people in all 50 states, and this is super important.
Yeah, give us a call. We would love to talk to you. One of our specialties is merging where immigration and criminal law come together. For many years before doing just immigration, I did criminal defense work, and most of my practice centered around, at that time, non-U.S. citizens with criminal convictions and the immigration consequences that might flow from that, and how we would have to go forward, fashioning their plea agreements and sentencings and so forth. So it's a niche field, and it's a niche that we have a lot of experience in. So we'd love to hear from you. Make an appointment with us, please.
Okay, it's 9:01, but I'm going to take this last question
All
here.
right.
It's long, but let's see here. Let me hide the question. All right. So Jem, I don't know if you want me to answer this question live. So can you do me a favor and just send a direct message to us? Because I don't want to answer this question live. Just because it has a lot of sensitive information, and there's a photo, and I just don't want send a direct message to me, and just do it through Messenger, and our team will get the message to me, and I'll answer the message, and then put your email in it.
All right.
Okay.
All right, folks. I apologize to those of you on TikTok. We have so many questions that are still in the queue.
We need to stay longer. No, actually, we need to have more frequent lives.
Yeah, maybe we should try to. We'll talk.
We'll talk. Let's
not commit to anything right now. But we are up to an hour. Our timekeeper, many of you know,
not here.
Is our youngest daughter, and she's with a friend tonight. So
her last day of school is tomorrow. Yes.
Right? So and she's not here to tell us that it's time to go watch Stranger Things.
and congratulations to our niece and nephew, Davis and Carmelo, who graduated from St. Gregory Middle School yesterday. And they have been at St. Gregory Middle School. Well, it's just St. Gregory, the great school, since they were in pre-K. So they were classified as Gregorians for being there all that time.
They're good kids. They're going to do great things.
Yes,
absolutely. All right, gang. Thank you so much for joining us. We will see you here next week. Bring your questions, and we'll bring the answers. All right.
Take care.
Take care.
Have a great rest of your week. We'll be here on Wednesday next time. Wednesday. Okay, let me end this broadcast.